Have you ever imagined what your life would look like if you were financially free? Pause for a moment. Fill in the blank. Would you spend more time with your family, travel the world, create art, build a life not measured by paychecks but by peace? I believe all of us have at some point dreamed of that day. But do you really understand what financial freedom means? It's not about being rich. It's not about swimming in money. It's about something far more powerful: freedom over your time. Financial freedom doesn't mean you're free from money. It means you're free from having to spend your time just to survive. That might sound strange, but it's the most accurate definition I can give you. Because in the end, time, not money, is your most valuable asset. Time is equal. Everyone gets 24 hours a day, but once it's gone, it's gone. You can't earn it back. You can't create more of it. You can only use it, wisely or wastefully. And yet most people spend this precious, irreplaceable time trading it away, day after day, for a fixed paycheck. Why? Because they were never shown the truth. They were never told that there are 4 levels of earning money, and each level determines how much of your time you truly own. If you've ever thought about changing your job, if you've ever dreamed of being free from the 9 to 5, if you've ever asked, "Is this all there is?" then listen closely. Because once you understand these 4 levels, you'll never see work or time the same way again. The first level is the most common and the most limiting. Level 1, selling your time once. This is the world of salaried workers. You work one day, you get paid for one day. It's a direct trade, 1 unit of effort, 1 unit of income. If you stop working, the income stops. You are quite literally exchanging your life, hour by hour, for money. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's also the most fragile way to earn. Level 2, selling your time twice. This is where things start to shift. Yes, you're still working a job, but you're not just working for money anymore. You're working for experience. You're accumulating skills, connections, and insights that can eventually break you free. Maybe you're being mentored. Maybe you're mastering a system. Maybe you're building a reputation that will one day allow you to walk away and start your own thing. At this level, your job isn't just a job, it's a training ground. Level 3, selling your time multiple times. This is where freedom begins. You're no longer a cog in someone else's machine. You're creating value that can be sold over and over again. Imagine a professor who used to teach only in a classroom, but now he creates online courses. He gives keynote speeches, he writes books. The same knowledge repackaged in different formats, reaching thousands. That's time multiplied. You might say, well, those are famous people. I'm just an ordinary person. I can't do that. But let me tell you about someone who did, without fame, without fortune. A man named Fu Trulong. He's a member of Gen Z, and all he did was make great PowerPoint slides. Yes, slides. He created templates, branded them, and for 3 consecutive years, he was awarded top designer by WPS. His PowerPoint templates alone brought in tens of thousands of dollars a year. But he didn't stop there. He launched a course, taught others how to design slides. Now his annual income has climbed to over $100,000. Why? Because he sold the same skill multiple times in multiple ways. You see, most people stop at using a skill once, but the ones who build freedom package it, productize it, scale it. And that brings us to level 4, using money to buy other people's time. Once you've built value and multiplied your time, you reach a point where you no longer want to do everything yourself. You realize your time is too valuable. This is where capital comes in. You hire people, you build teams, you invest in systems, you delegate the low-value tasks and focus only on high-impact work. Entrepreneurs do this. Investors do this. Even the ultra-productive hire drivers. not because they're lazy, but because every minute counts. They think in terms of time, not just money. They outsource not to escape work, but to amplify results, to stay focused, to preserve energy, to work on the system, not just in it. And guess what? That's not cold. That's not greedy. That's wise. Now, if this is sparking something inside you, don't ignore it. Most people watch content like this, nod, and move on. But if you're still here, you're not most people. You're someone who's ready to step into your next level. So here's my question to you. Which level are you at right now? And more importantly, which level do you want to be at? Comment below. I read every comment. And if you're serious about unlocking your future, subscribe, because this journey isn't meant to be walked alone. Here on Ancient Wisdom Unlocked, we walk it together. If you truly want to change your financial destiny, it's not just about what you do. It's about how you think. Your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions shape your results. There are 3 mindsets that define those who succeed, not just in making money, but in building lives of real meaning. Let's begin with the first, the value mindset. Everything starts here, because if you don't create value, you won't generate income, at least not sustainably. So what is value? Value is what others see in you that they need. It could be your skills, your perspective, your ability to solve problems, your way of connecting people, even your energy, your empathy, your leadership. Value is what makes someone say, "I need you." Your boss values your performance. Your co-workers value your collaboration. Your partner values your presence and love. Without value, we become invisible. But there are levels to this too. The first level is turning ideas into actions, doing the job, completing the task, delivering results that matter. Most employees live here. They trade time for money by offering direct labor. The second level is doing ordinary things with extraordinary outcomes. This means exceeding expectations. If you're asked to make a spreadsheet, you ask, who will use this? Why? What do they need from it? You think beyond the task. You think about the impact. You don't just finish work. You finish it well, and then go further. You become someone others can rely on, trust, promote. But even this isn't the highest level. The third level of value is the rarest, delivering value to others while also fulfilling your own inner drive. This is where purpose lives, where your personal growth aligns with the growth of those around you, where your natural strengths become your most powerful assets. And here's the key. You don't wait for others to recognize your value. You define it. You develop it. You build it until it becomes undeniable. Ask yourself, what makes me different? What can I do that others avoid or fear? What have I mastered that I haven't yet monetized? Your uniqueness is your leverage, but only if you're willing to sharpen it again and again. Now we move to the second mindset, the conversion mindset. Value alone is not enough. You must learn how to turn that value into income. That means learning how to sell, to negotiate, to present, to connect value to demand. Take a freelance video editor. They might be talented, but if they only work on one-time projects without building systems or recurring clients, they'll burn out. But what if they used a platform, created a steady stream of clients, built a team? Suddenly their value isn't just useful, it's scalable. This is the shift, from being talented to being strategic. You can write, you can cook, you can teach. But the question is, can you turn it into something sustainable? Conversion is about structure. It's about positioning your value so it finds its place in the economy reliably. And that brings us to the third and final mindset, the compound mindset. This one is the most powerful and the most misunderstood. Here's a thought experiment for you. Imagine a piece of paper. just 0.05 millimeters thick. Fold it once, then again and again. If you fold it 42 times, how thick would it be? Most people guess a few meters, maybe a tall building. But the real answer? It would reach the moon. That's the power of compounding. Every small action, if done consistently, explodes over time. Read 30 minutes a day. It seems small, but do it for 5 years, you'll have the wisdom most people never touch in a lifetime. Run for 20 minutes a day. It doesn't feel like much, but do it for decades, and your 60-year-old self will thank you with every breath. And the same goes for money. The same goes for habits. The same goes for relationships. The same goes for self-worth. But here's the catch. It only works if you keep going, if you don't give up before the curve bends, if you build upon each success instead of starting over every year. That's what the wealthy understand. That's what the fulfilled embody. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency with direction. After everything we've discussed, you might still be thinking, but what if I don't have anything to offer? What if I don't have a following or capital or some impressive skill? Let me ask you this. Are you sure you have nothing? Because the truth is, you already have resources. You just might not be seeing them clearly. Let's start here. What skill do you have right now, no matter how simple, that someone else might need? It doesn't have to be groundbreaking. Maybe you write well. Maybe you organize events. Maybe you're good at explaining things. Maybe you know how to calm people down during chaos. These aren't just nice traits. They're marketable assets, if you know how to package and present them. Take this story. A young man formed a small book club, just a few friends at first. But as more people joined, he began collaborating with publishers and authors. Soon he organized live reading events and discussions. What started as a personal passion turned into a business. Why? Because he realized this community is a resource. Or consider another example. A student with beautiful handwriting offered to write customized New Year couplets by hand. He set up a simple stand. Word spread fast. Over the holiday season, he received over 30 orders per day. What was he selling? Not just ink on paper. He was selling tradition, craftsmanship, care in a world rushing toward digital noise. You don't need to be influential to make money. You need to start where you are with what you have. Your friends, your workplace, your neighborhood, your voice, your experiences. You already hold untapped capital. Let's keep going. There's a man, let's call him Mr. A. Back in 1990, he worked as a financial reporter. He earned about 20 million dong a month. Modest. Then, in 1996, he made a decision. Every year he would write one book and buy one house. One book, one house, every year. He kept that promise to himself quietly, consistently, for years. Eventually, he even bought an island. Yes, a literal island. He paid 500 million dong for it decades ago. Today, it's worth tens of billions. Was it luck? No, it was compound action and asset thinking. Most people wait for a big break, but those who win create small breakthroughs over and over again. The lesson? Start where you are, identify what you already have, and ask the most powerful question in personal finance. How can I turn this into something valuable? Don't underestimate your story. Don't downplay your skills. Don't ignore your networks. You don't need to build a castle out of nothing. You just need to find the first brick, then stack the next, and the next. Let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. Because no matter how much value you create, no matter how well you monetize it, and no matter how many assets you accumulate, if you don't understand how compounding success works, you'll waste your wins. Most people treat success like it's disposable. They hit a small milestone, then abandon it for something new. They build a platform, then let it sit idle. They learn a skill, then never sharpen it again. But here's the truth. Compounding only works when you protect and build on your previous results. Imagine you fold a piece of paper once, then again and again. If you keep folding, by the 42nd fold, the thickness reaches the moon. But only if you don't unfold it. Every step forward matters if you build on it. That means don't waste your knowledge. Don't waste your audience. Don't waste your early momentum. Don't waste your first sale, your first connection, your first breakthrough. Stack them. Stack wins. Stack insights. Stack relationships. Stack proof. Success isn't a one-time explosion. It's a slow, intentional, unshakable rise. And now, let's talk about something most people completely overlook. Problem solving as a path to wealth. You want to earn more? Then solve more expensive, more painful, or more meaningful problems. Let me break that down. Type 1. Solve expensive problems. These are problems people are willing to pay a premium to solve. Think about it. A simple ceramic jar might cost $2, but if that same jar becomes a pet urn holding memories and grief, it's no longer a jar. It's a vessel of remembrance. Now it's worth $50, $100, $500. Same object, new meaning, higher price. The value isn't in the thing, it's in the problem it solves. Type 2. Solve annoying problems. These are the little inconveniences that frustrate people daily. Fix them, and people will love you. There was a company that sold pain relief oil. Great product, amazing results, but no one bought it. Why? It leaked, smelled strong, hard to carry. People didn't want the mess. So a Japanese company repackaged the same oil into a solid stick. No mess, no smell, easy to apply. TSA safe. Same formula, new format. Explosive demand. Solving the tiny pain created a massive win. Type 3. Solve meaningful problems. These are the problems people care about. Problems that speak to their values, identity, and future. Let me give you an example that shook an entire country. In China, during the pandemic, food prices soared. Panic spread. Families were struggling. But one supermarket chain, Fandong Lai, refused to raise prices. They sold vegetables at cost, offered 3 free meals a day to delivery workers, even did something unheard of. They penalized overworking employees. They gave staff Tuesdays off, 140 days off a year, shared 90% of profits with their people. They didn't just sell groceries, they sold trust. They solved a problem far deeper than supply chains. And the result? People stopped shopping anywhere else. Some even traveled across provinces just to support this brand. Why? Because people don't just pay for products, they pay for values, for empathy, for integrity. That's the kind of problem solving that doesn't just make you money, it makes you irreplaceable. So now we come full circle. If you want to thrive in this changing world, learn to think in 4 levels of earning. Practice the 3 mindsets of value, conversion, and compounding. And solve problems, real problems, that matter. Because in the end, true wealth isn't just money. It's what you build with your time. It's the impact you leave. It's the legacy you live. And now, I leave you with this. What problem are you willing to solve for yourself and for others? Drop it in the comments, because that answer could be the beginning of your next chapter. And if this video stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to Ancient Wisdom Unlocked. We don't chase hype here, we dig for truth. And we walk this road with you, step by step, toward the freedom you were born for. Let's build something that lasts, together.